Christian believers across the world celebrate the second anniversary of Mother Teresa Day and commemorate the 21st anniversary since the Albanian humanitarian's passing, though the state in her homeland held no ceremony, instead enjoying a day off. August has also marked a big increase in flight delays at Tirana Airport, with the Civil Aviation Authority issuing a report saying that delays are over 3 hours and there are even cases of delays over 6 hours. Residents of a 5-storey building in Jurokasta have been requesting the removal of an electricity box on the first floor of their building, but the electricity distributor has declared its presence perfectly safe. Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 5th of September 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. From the House of Mother Teresa Mission, celebrations took place for the second anniversary of the canonization of Mother Teresa. Friar Dom Arthur Yaku issued some strong messages about the situation facing the centre of the North. He sought to end the killings, violence and terror. The call was direct to those involved in the crimes that have shaken Shkodra, saying that whilst they might be able to escape the state, the same could not be said for the Lord. In regards to the government, the Catholic clergyman determined that the elections are their day of trial and as such excluded them from his messages. Today, I have no appeal to the government because their day will come when they will be judged by the vote. Today, I have for those who kill. For the sake of the Lord, stop the murder, stop the violence. Do not forget that we can escape from the police, the courts and from the state, but we cannot escape from the Lord. If we kill, we cannot hide from God. We cannot escape his judgment that sees and values everything. I urge you, turn to the Lord before it's too late, said Dom Arthur Yaku. To emphasise his appeal, Yaku mentioned the sacred Albanian missionary Mother Teresa and her life. Today, even in our country, even in Shkodra, where we live, lives are not valued at even 2 lek. For God's sake, stop the killing. For God's sake, enough with the terror, violence and corruption. This is only occurring because our country and Shkodra are poor and because we are not capable of coping, said Dom Arthur Yaku. The celebration of Holy Mass took place in the presence of Mother Teresa missionaries who have been serving in Shkodra for 25 years, as well as the sick they care for in their centre. I am a small pen in the hands of the Lord who is sending letters of love to the world. 2 years ago, at the Mass held in St. Peter's Square of the Vatican with over 100,000 believers in attendance, Pope Francis proclaimed the canonization of the Albanian humanitarian Mother Teresa. Poor services throughout the world and the 21st anniversary of her death have reminded Christian believers. Mother Teresa, or Saint Teresa of Calcutta, was born in Skopje on the 26th of August 1910 under the birth name of Agnes Gonje Boyagiu. She visited Albania for the first time in August 1989. I was born in Skopje, I was educated in London, lived in Calcutta and worked for all the poor people in the world. My homeland is a small country named Albania. But on this anniversary, her homeland commemorates only some statuses on social networks, without organising any activities in honour of the Albanian missionary. Only the Catholic Church and the missionaries of Mother Teresa in Tirana offered their charity. But as the Albanian humanitarian herself said, people should not be judged, but they should be loved. The missionaries she left in the country to continue charity say that Mother Teresa does not need publicity. She is remembered in the hearts of the whole world. To love one another as Jesus has loved us. This is the Mother Teresa wish, not publicity. It is important not only to love one another, but to demonstrate that love with actions, not words, said Sister Maria. In 1979, Mother Teresa crossed the boundaries of religion as well as praised the Nobel Peace Prize for service to the poorest of the poor. Kosovo President Hashim Thaçi opposes the sentiment that border correction with Kosovo and Serbia will bring about new conflicts. At a special meeting, he expressed that the opposite would be the case, instead bringing stability to the region. As Kosovo, we have built excellent relations with Montenegro, Macedonia and Albania as countries, but we still have to build good neighbourly relations with Serbia. As such, we have been engaged in dialogue with Serbia for many years now. It is time for the great historic agreement between the two states. It is important to use this opportunity and reach this agreement. If we miss this opportunity after the elections of the European Union institutions that will be held in spring of next year, we risk finding ourselves as Kosovo and as a region facing a more closed European Union for the Western Balkans. Consequently, we will have more attention and determination to push forward the processes that guarantee peace and security in Kosovo and throughout southeastern Europe, said Hashim Thaçi. President Thaçi also underlined that he will not allow the separation of the North or the establishment of the Srpska Republic in Kosovo. What does this mean? Well, first of all, there will be no partitioning of Kosovo. There will be no disconnections for the northern part of Kosovo. I said it before and I will say it again. We will never talk under any circumstances about Gazivoda Lake or the city of Mitrovica, said Hashim Thaçi. On the other hand, Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić said that at the meeting on the 7th of September with President Hashim Thaçi, the border issue will not be discussed. According to him, it's the Albanians driving the lack of will for entering into discussions on this issue. These statements from the President of Serbia, Aleksandar Vučić, come at a time when the Kosovar Parliament was asked to discuss the approval of a proposed government delegation for official negotiations with Belgrade. Although citizens who have travelled from Mother Teresa Airport during August had to wait for hours before leaving or arriving at the destination. Delays significantly increased when compared to a year ago, and ticket prices remain much more expensive when compared to other countries of the region. According to the Civil Aviation Authority's report for August 2018, the highest rates of delays and cancellations arise from flights to and from Tirana International Airport, Mother Teresa. Of the official data, the company with the highest number of delays continues to be Fly Earnest, with 10 cancellations in 31 days, with 19 delays ranging from over 3 hours to over 6 hours. The second least punctual company is Alba Wings, with 7 delays over 2 hours. Reasons for delays relate mainly to aspects related to the capabilities of companies and airports, both operational and technical. Under international rules, in addition to cancellations, delays considered to be problematic for passengers are those that extend beyond more than 3 hours from the scheduled departure time. However, all citizens who have experienced such a wait of more than 3 hours have compensation rights based on European regulations. The way for citizens to benefit from the €250 compensation for damage caused by companies is simply to complete the required forms. Over the 10 months and until now, a total of 900 complaints forms for a total of 1,500 people have been completed. Thanks to the constant contact between the CAA and airline companies, the turnaround time for receipt of compensation is 6 weeks. According to official data, during July, Albanians are increasingly choosing air travel as their choice of transport. According to the Civil Aviation Authority in Tirana, passenger air traffic increased at Mother Teresa International Airport by 18% during July 2018 when compared to July 2017. In the new academic year, 33,000 students who have learned in collective classes will now be transferred to the nearest well-resourced schools. Education Minister Lindita Nicola has delivered a special statement following the news of the closure of several educational institutions. The statement explained that a plan for their transfer has already been drafted, as well as provisions for transport in cases where schools are far away. According to Minister Nicola, no teacher will be left without work either. Minister Nicola also responded to opposition accusations by calling the closure of schools operating with collective classes a solution that the Democratic Party did not have the courage to undertake. The reform aims to close schools with the collective classes for just 3 to 5 students. The situation is believed to have been caused by emigration, both of families abroad as well as domestically. Residents of a 5-storey building in a neighbourhood of Jurakasta say they live in fear due to the presence of an electricity box on the ground floor. They say they have long been demanding for its removal from the residential premises, as they say they often hear explosions and see flames coming from it. But according to the Electricity Distributors Regional Directorate in Jurakasta, this electricity box does not pose any risk to residents, including those in the building that houses it. Contacted by Aura News, the regional director said the cabin has been there since the beginning and is meeting the required standards, as just 1 month ago they have conducted security and safety inspections on the unit. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.